Did this red candle scare you guys today? Did it? Well, if it did, you were one of 136,673 traders that were liquidated today. That's according to the statistics. 136,673 traders were liquidated in the last 24 hours across a whole range of amazing tokens. 4,200 of them were liquidated on Bitcoin. Most of them were liquidated on Ethereum and on Solana. So if you did get liquidated today, we're going to talk about what this red candle means, whether there's anything to worry about, and then I'm going to show you guys how to invest in protocols. Specifically, we're going to look at two protocols which are absolutely exploding, Solana and Fantom. So it's going to be a massive show, and we're actually going to give away some money, I think we're going to give away some money. So stay tuned until the end of the show. It's going to be a big show. I've got a degen trader joining us as well off his yacht in Abu Dhabi. You need to stay tuned for the rest of the show. I'll see you guys again in a second. Welcome back, Banter fam. I'm Crypto Man Ran. I'm here twice every single day, and maybe even 3 times. Today we'll do 3 shows for you. In the morning we did a charting show. Now we're going to update you on all the fundamentals of everything that's going on here on the markets today. And it is quite brutal out there. Well, I suppose, is it brutal out there? This is the situation. You've got Bitcoin at 50,707. It was at a high of 53,000. So if we draw a little line over there, we can see that we are down about 4.5% or 5% from the top. But you know, when this happens, what my brother Shaldino always says to me is, he says, just zoom out. And when you zoom out, that's pretty much what it looks like. Shaldino, are you worried? Anything to worry about?
Still waiting for the buy zone, buddy. So, you know, we got rejection at 53, great. Now I want to see the 49,000, you know, somewhere there, and that's where I'm expecting a bounce. So rather now than never. You don't want the market to just continue, because then the dump is bigger. It's good to have little corrections in between. So by zooming out, you can see that this is not a abnormal correction. We just know the key levels that we need to hold. And rather now than just continuing up, because then the dump will be bigger. So I'm happy.
Okay, so we're going to carry on talking about this little Bitcoin dump. We're going to talk about what it means for altcoins. I'm going to show you guys how to invest in the Solana ecosystem, because that's where all the money is being made. I'm going to show you guys how to invest and why you should be investing in the Fantom ecosystem. So it's going to be a massive show. If you're new to our channel, welcome. You finally got to the right place, the most profitable community in crypto. This is going to be a hell of a ride, but this is not a tame ride. We're a community of degens. This is where we go for high risk, high returns. We're not the channel that's going to keep telling you about Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin. We're not maximalists. This is where we come to get altcoin super returns in the altcoin super cycle. And that's why we're here, because we want to make wide-changing money in the next couple of weeks, because that's how long this altcoin season is going to last. So if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Like this content. Like. If we get to 5,000 likes, I'm going to start giving away money again today. Last week I gave away $600,000, Freddie? What is the final number for last week? Yeah, it was about $600,000. So we gave away about $600,000 to the community. Also, yeah, we're going to give away some more today. Yeah, so subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe to our other channel, Microdose. There's 2 reasons why you want to subscribe to Microdose. One is Sheldon and I are going live with a Microdose about an hour or 2 after the show. We're going to go live with a Microdose show. That is a microdose of crypto content. We're going to give you a full market summary of what's going on and why the prices are coming down like they're coming down. And I'm looking at my screen over here. There's red. There's red. There's that big red candle. So we're going to cover that in Microdose. Also, if YouTube decide to get smart and ban our crypto channel, as they have done for many other crypto YouTubers, you'll have somewhere else to find us. But that's only if you subscribe to Microdose. There is a link in the description of this YouTube. Just click it and join us and come on a beautiful journey and make life-changing money. And when you do, don't tell Bitcoin. because he will say, you made life-changing money because of him. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, so Bitcoin went down by 5%. We don't really care about Bitcoin. I mean, we do, but it's not really about Bitcoin. We care about altcoins. And you can see that the altcoins doesn't look very pretty if you take from the top. And, you know, I'll tell you why I'm so upset about this, because take from the top to where we are now, about 6% down from the top. And the reason why this upsets me a little bit is because we were so close, so close to breaking through the total 2 market caps all-time high. So, I mean, I don't know, is that a cup and handle for me? Let's get Sheldon back here. Sheldon, I'm not a chartist, but that does look like a cup and handle to me. If I do that, right, and then you go like a down to here, and then bang.
Exactly. And if you show here, if you show the chart here quickly, I'll show you. This trend line will show that this. There we go. It's what we want.
You see now that,
it's
my
okay
friend,
to have a little bit of calm down, but it's good.
Is a cup and handle. That, my friends, is a cup and handle. I'll tell you why that's so exciting. Because, you know, like if you take a ball and then you want to push a ball underwater. So you push the ball underwater and then you let it go and it's just like shoots up to all-time highs. That's basically what this cup and handle is, right? It's like you take the ball, you push the ball under the water, and then it just like shoots out of the water to an all-time high.
Exactly.
That's a cup and handle.
That's a cup and handle. You
so
got
we
it.
shouldn't be worried because actually we're just back to Sunday's levels, right? Like let's just. When was the last time that when does the first time that we got to these levels? Just show me.
So 3rd of September was the last time we were at this price, or with the total 2. So,
and how much have we gone up in the last, let's say, in fact, let me jump to, how much have we gone up in the last month?
Sure, it's a lot. But even if we take it, where are we now? The 7th. So from the 7th to now is 50%, and obviously to the top 64%.
So if you go up 64%, you come back 5%, then
that's how the market works.
Basically, you got to be super relaxed because there's
you
actually
see the last cycle. You see the last cycle. You always have the little retracements in between. It's a part of the journey.
Yes. So, Sheldino, I have a very important question to ask you. I made you a compromise offer earlier. If you would like to take the settlement on the bet, what's it going to be? Are you going to take the settlement and let me cut your hair tomorrow? Or are you going to, hold on. Before you give your final answer, because I'd hate for you to have to give the final answer without having all the facts in front of you. So what I want to do is quickly do Sol ETH. Just quickly Sol ETH. And I just want to quickly just share this chart with you. Okay. Now, with that in mind, there we go. How's that? Oh, look at that. Okay, now, Sheldon, would you like to take the settlement or?
Yeah, so I have had some thoughts on it. Like I am looking to approve the settlement. The only thing is I need definitely, there's been a lot of Team Sheldons here that still have faith as well. If I take the settlement, I'm willing to get the haircut from you. But
yes,
if by the end of the month, Ethereum does outperform Solana, there's got to be another consequence.
Okay, I'm happy. I'll drink 3 tequilas at the end of the month. Before I give you the haircut.
Before you give me the haircut, no. No. So yes. So I'm about 80% on the yes there. I will have the.
I'll give you until the end of the show to make a call. I'll give you until the end of the show to make a call. All right, let's go back there. So the market is dropping. The coins that are dropping are the coins that climbed the quickest. I did speak to you guys about Cardano, and I want to go back to Cardano and just show you guys what's happening on Cardano. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. And that's what I said to you guys. I said, I don't think that there can be any upside surprises for Cardano, right? There can only be downside surprises now because everything has been factored in. And so now you've got Cardano going back to 248, 250. I think that it should go down to about 220. And then I would look to maybe start buying back slowly. But I can't imagine any reason for an upside surprise on Cardano in the next couple of days. So that's not one of the alts that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Fantom, and we're going to talk about Solana. And the reason why we're going to talk about Fantom and Solana specifically is exactly this. This is what Fantom looks like. Okay. Fantom has absolutely exploded in the last couple of days. It has gone from 29 cents a month and a half ago to about $1.80. And I'm going to bring a guest on today who says that Fantom is actually going to go to $30. And then we're going to look at Solana because there's huge returns being made in Solana. And I'm going to show you why I think Solana could still actually triple before the end of the year. That is what I'm going to show you here today. And the money that you're going to make is actually not on Solana, but it's actually in the Solana ecosystem. So I'm going to show you how to invest in ecosystems. Better than investing in Solana, you'll make much more money on the ecosystem, but you got to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. But before we get into that, let's quickly look at the other news. Let's start off with the boring news. So in the boring news today, absolutely boring news today, El Salvador has... where is that El Salvador story? So El Salvador started buying Bitcoin. They've bought themselves 200 Bitcoin, and they're going to buy that, or they have bought another 200 Bitcoin. So 400 Bitcoin they've bought. And that's part of this reserve fund that they said they're going to buy. So I guess it's the first time that a country is openly announcing that it's buying Bitcoin to put as part of the reserves. And remember, the law takes effect today, and the government, the president, is sending every single citizen of the country $30 in Bitcoin. Now, you can show your solidarity by buying $30 in Bitcoin. And so I think we're going to get all these $30 transactions on the Bitcoin network today. That is some of the news. The other news that came out today was by my friend Charlie Bilello, who says that Bitcoin was the best performing asset class once again. So if you look at every single year, specifically look at last year, Bitcoin did 301%. This year, so far, Bitcoin is the best performing asset again in the world. And if you take the entire 10 years, Bitcoin is by far the best performing asset in the world. In fact, if you look at it, every single year, Bitcoin has gone up 230%. And that is compared to every single other investment in the world. So the next best investment in the world in the last 10 years would have been technology stocks. So basically, what you're saying is that even though Bitcoin returned, even though the NASDAQ returned 541% in the last 10 years, Bitcoin returned to 20,037,142% in the last 10 years. And then let's just quickly check where gold is. Gold is negative for this year, 9.5%. And if you would have bought gold 10 years ago, you would have made a whole 16.4% on your gold investment. So congratulations to anyone who bought Bitcoin. And let's have another moment silence for anyone who bought gold. Okay, now let's have another moment silence for Peter Schiff. Okay, so that is what happens if you would have bought gold. And MicroStrategy came out today and said that if they had bought gold instead of buying Bitcoin, they would have made a negative 80% return against Bitcoin. Because what Michael Saylor says is, he says the return on gold is in the last 12 months is minus 6%. I want to show you this. So that's what Michael Saylor says. He says the return on gold is minus 6%. During the same period in the last 12 months, Bitcoin has gone up 376%. Gold has been a little bit less volatile, been 4 times less volatile, so it's very stable. But you see, if you take the risk versus reward ratio, when we talk about the risk versus reward ratio, that takes the risk, the volatility, and takes the reward. So if you take the risk-adjusted reward of Bitcoin, which is called the Sharpe ratio, then Bitcoin beats gold So Bitcoin is a much, much, much better investment than gold on any matrix. And what Michael Saylor came out and said is, he said, well, if we would have invested in gold, we would have got 80% less return on our capital. So that's all good news for Bitcoin. Willy Woo came out and said, cash is trash, gold is old. And he took the Bitcoin chart over the last 10 years or 11 years, and he showed what would have happened if you would have priced Bitcoin versus gold. And basically, it looks like a slide at a fun fair. So it's one of those slides that you can't even send your kids down unsupervised because it's so steep. So it's one of those slides. And yeah, that's basically what it looks like. So that's the good news. Even after today's huge correction, which a lot of people got liquidated in fact, 141,000 people got liquidated. Total liquidations, 811 million in the last 24 hours. Where did they get liquidated? Bybit, always, because people go and leverage there. Then Binance, then OKX, and then Huobi. So that is where people got liquidated. And these are the coins where people got liquidated. So mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then Solana and XRP, people got liquidated. I hope you weren't the people that got liquidated. The reason why people got liquidated, because the leverage was starting to go up again. So remember in May, we had all this huge leverage, you see? And then what happened here was, look there, we're starting to get leverage again. So leverage needs to get shaken out. So this is that shakeout where we say bye-bye to the leverage hands, the weak hands, and we reset the leverage a little bit. So we're going to look at this chart, this leverage chart, to see how many people are leveraged. I think it's going to come down after today. And I think there's going to be sanity in the market. And that is why today was such an important dip. Because if we didn't have the dip, more people would get leveraged. And if more people would get leveraged, we would have been back to where we were over here. And then we get that. We don't want that. So we want the leverage chart to slowly taper down. And that is what's going to happen now. So we needed this 5% correction. I'm not stressed about this 5% correction. In fact, I couldn't give a shit about it because I'm only holding good things. Yeah, the market is in a bit of a mania, specifically the NFT market. That FTX US allowed people to mint NFTs on their platform, and Sam Bankman-Fried minted a test NFT on the platform, and that test NFT sold for $270,000. So I don't know. Do you think this market's overheated? You could say that. Okay. This is a very interesting story. So, whereas the markets have been running and Bitcoin has been running, actually the real money has been made in the altcoins, and specifically, the real money is being made in layer 1 altcoins and specific layer 1 altcoins. If you look at coins like, for example, Solana and Fantom. So I showed that to you. That is the Fantom chart. The Fantom 5x'd itself. And Solana, my good friend, Solana, I wonder if I should bet Sheldon to shave an eyebrow. That could be a good bet. One eyebrow. So Solana, oh goodness, it is back at 175. There's a massive correction going on Solana. Back at 175. Massive correction going on. But no, on a very serious note, if you look at what Solana's done since the 13th of August, it's gone from $37 to about $170, which is about 5x or 6x, just under 6x returns in the last month and a half. And there's a good reason why protocols like Solana are running. The reason why protocols like Solana are running is because investors realize that something very special is happening in Solana. Because Solana has incredible technology. The technology works. The gas fees are low, it's very fast, and it's very decentralized. So when you look at the rankings of it, and you say, okay, let's see how Solana compares to all the other blockchains, what you can see is Solana can do 65,000 transactions per second. The block time is 0.4 seconds. The transaction fee is less than 1 cent, less than 0.0000001 cent. It is decentralized, not as decentralized as Cardano, but it does have 600 or 700 validators. So it is quite widely decentralized. So investors are saying, we have an amazing piece of technology, which is working really, really, really well. And we have a lot of money behind this technology. And people are building cool shit on this technology that they can't build in Ethereum. Because in Ethereum, the gas fees are too high and the network is too slow. And that's what I'm going to show you today. There are certain applications that just work better on Solana because the transaction fees are close to zero. And a lot of smart investors are looking at this and saying, if they have good technology and people are starting to build on it, then the VCs are going to start investing money into it. And if the VCs start investing money into it, like Sam Bankman-Fried and like Multicoin Capital and like all the money that's flowing into the Solana ecosystem, then they're going to keep building amazing applications. And those amazing applications are going to bring on amazing users. And so Solana is getting huge network effect. And you know how it works. Network effect is governed by Metcalfe's law. The more people that sign up, the more value that is added onto the network, the more value that is added onto the network exponentially with every single user. That's Metcalfe's law. So some people have picked up on this and they said, look, we've seen this movie before. Where have we seen this movie before? We saw this movie before on Ethereum. In fact, Solana is very, 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 very much like Ethereum. So if you look at Solana's price charts in 2017 all the way, and now look what is happening to Solana. And you zoom out and you see that the charts are actually very, very, very uncanny. And the same thing goes for the number of active addresses on Solana. And then you say, hold on a second. If you look at April 2017, the price of Ethereum was actually $45. The price of Ethereum was $45. If you look at Solana in April 2021, the price of Solana was $45. April 17, $45 Ethereum. I remember I was there, I was buying Ethereum. And 2021 Solana is $45. Okay, good correlation, very cool. Let's look at the market cap. The market cap in March 2017 of Ethereum, here is the market cap, $4 billion, $3.9 billion on the 1st of March. Sorry, that's Solana. So this is Ethereum. 2017, 22nd of March, $3.9 billion. Solana, 1st March 2021, $3.9 billion. Okay. Let's quickly go to here. 31 August 2017. Market cap, $36 billion for Ethereum, 2017. 31 August 2021. Market cap, Solana, $37 billion. $37 billion, 2017. $37 billion, 2021. Same day, same day. Okay, now we start thinking to ourselves, Solana is repeating exactly the same pattern as Ethereum, but it's actually better technology. It's much better technology. When you think about it, Solana is much better technology than Ethereum. Way better technology. It's faster, it's cheaper, it works. Hold on a second. If Ethereum was in 2017, if in 2017, the market cap of Ethereum was $37 billion, which it was, we just checked it. What was the market cap of Ethereum at the end of the bull run 3 months later? Okay, the answer is $146 billion. But remember that Ethereum didn't work. Ethereum was slow, there were high gas fees, it was run on proof of work, it in fact still is run on proof of work. So in 3 months, on a protocol that didn't actually really work and no one was actually really using it, and we didn't even know what DeFi was, we went from September or August from a $36 billion market cap all the way to a $150 billion market cap, which means that Solana could quite easily do a 5x or even a 6x or even a 7x because the technology actually works. That is how scary this bull market may be, because you'll agree with me that Solana is a much better technology, and more people are building now on Solana than were building in 2017 on Ethereum, and more money is invested in Solana. And we have a roadmap. We know what worked, what didn't work. We're not trying the shit that didn't work again. Is it possible? Well, why is it not possible? If Ethereum on the 31st of August was at $36 billion market cap, and on the 31st of August this year, Solana was on a $36 billion market cap, why is it not possible that Solana does exactly the same thing that Ethereum did and goes up to $145 billion? And that's another 5x from here. My bet, and I said it on Business Insider, I said, you have another once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in Ethereum. We didn't participate. The other once-in-a-lifetime opportunity came on Binance Smart Chain. None of us believed it. We didn't participate. Now we're seeing it again on Solana. Okay, now, you know, like if you want to win the lottery, you got to buy a ticket. You got to just do it. So Solana is now saying, look, here's the ticket, buy it. I'm showing you the roadmap of what can happen. Here's what can happen. You could go another 5x in just the next 3 months. Okay, amazing. But, hold on, I'm going to find this for you guys. There is money to be made on Solana. There's a lot of money to be made on Solana. But the idea is not to put your money all into Solana. The idea is you can make much more money if you invest some money on Solana and some money on the projects on Solana. Because remember, Uniswap was like $3 and SushiSwap was also much lower. So if you know about the projects that are actually going to work on these ecosystems, and you say to yourself, hold on a second, let's quickly look at what can happen. So I'm going to go to Uniswap. I'm just going to show you what can happen. Even though Solana may have another 3x or maybe even a 4x or whatever, I don't know about you guys, but for me, CoinGecko has become unusable in the last couple of days. Absolutely garbage, unusable. They need to get a new server. So what we can see is that Uniswap was $2.55 in November and went to a high of $42. That's 20x. That's much bigger than the 3x that you could have made on Ethereum. So this is where the secret of investing in ecosystems comes in. You find an ecosystem that you believe in. I found ecosystems that I believe in. I believe in Solana and I believe in Fantom. And what I'm doing is I take my money and I say, I'm going to put some money into a safe part, which is investing in Solana. And then I'm going to take some money and put it into risky parts and invest in the ecosystem around Solana. I expect the Solana part of my investment to maybe do another 3x between now and the end of the year, like Ethereum did in 2017. But I expect the projects in Solana to do 50x, 100x, 1000x, 800x. That is what I'm looking for. So that is what I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys how to do this, right? Because that's the important part. So how do you do this? You take 70% of your money and you put it into the layer one. And the layer one is like safe. It's safe money. You take 70% of your money, you put it into the layer one. It's safe. You kind of know Solana is never going to fail, right? It's only going to succeed from here. But then you take 30% of your money and you say, 30% of my investment, I'm going to put into the risky layer two ecosystem projects on Solana. Cool, you got it? So 70% of your money goes into Solana. So out of $1,000, you put $700 into Solana. And then you put $300 and you spread it across multiple projects in the Solana ecosystem, which are going to do an insane pump. And I want to show you what I mean, because I know you're not going to believe me, because this is unbelievable. I'm going to show it to you, because if I would have said to you, look, I think Solana can do 3x from now, you would have said to me, you have lost your fucking mind. You've been smoking Sheldon's weed. But that's not true, because I have my own dealer. I haven't been smoking Sheldon's weed at all. I have my own dealer. I don't need to smoke his weed. So, and also his weed is shit. I don't know where he buys it from, but it's terrible, okay? It's terrible. So if I would have told you on the 28th of August or on the 1st of August or the 30th of August in 2017 when Ethereum's market cap was $30 billion, that Ethereum could have 5x'd, you would have said to me, you are smoking Sheldon's weed. And then I would have said to you, I am not smoking Sheldon's weed. I have my own weed, which is much better than his weed. His weed just makes you want to eat and sleep. My weed puts you on a great buzz, like a chill, amazing, amazing, amazing buzz. Fred's just laughing here in the background. Fred, bro. Anyway, so now let's get back into it. What are you guys laughing at?
You just have fun. You're very.
Okay, so anyway, let's get back into the real story. Okay, now, Fred's weed is even worse than Sheldon's weed. Terrible, gives you anxiety. His weed, terrible. His weed is shocking. You want good weed? I'll tell you where to get good weed from. Anyway, let's get into talking about investing in Solana. So, how do I know that this is happening? Because I'm smart. Not actually smart. I just know how to look for the data, which I want to show you. You go to CoinGecko. Everyone has a CoinGecko page. And there is a button on CoinGecko somewhere which says all categories, and you click on it. You see the button that says all categories, and you click on it, and you look for the category that says Solana ecosystem. And that's the category over there. See that category? CoinGecko, all categories, Solana ecosystem. Oh, what happened there? Let's try and see if it goes again. CoinGecko became unusable. Okay. So now what I see all the projects on the Solana ecosystem. And it looks very, 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 very scary. In fact, so scary that I'm getting some anxieties over here. But don't worry, we can fix that. So let me just close some windows here so it looks a bit neater. Let's close some windows. Okay. So what do? I say, wow, there's a lot of projects here, right? How do I know which ones to invest in? Well, you're going to ask yourself 5 very, 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 very simple questions, right? And if you ask the 5 questions, then no one can cheat you because you're smart. But you must never, ever tell BitBoy about these 5 questions because he doesn't know about these questions. So he doesn't ask the questions. He's going to make a lot of mistakes. You're not going to make mistakes because we have 5 very, very easy questions for you. The first thing you have to ask yourself, is the project actually really a Solana project? Because a lot of projects, what they want to do is they want to ride the narrative. So they say, we're a Solana project. But we know, because we're smart, that they're not actually a Solana project. They just want to ride the Solana wave. So you ask, is the Solana really a Solana project? Then you say, okay, but what does the project do? Then you say, what can I compare it to in the Ethereum ecosystem? Does the project have actual traction? And has it got a big market cap? Has it exploded? So let's take an example. If I go to this page on CoinMarketCap and I say, okay, these are all the projects that CoinGecko tells me are Solana projects. The first thing is you know exactly that some projects are just trying to lie because they just want to ride the wave. Like you know that Chainlink is not a Solana project. And you know that the Graph is not a Solana project. And you know that Waves is not a Solana project. But there are some projects like Audio, like Raydium, like all the other projects, which actually are Solana projects. Oxy, Mango Markets. Civic is not really a Solana project. But you can see which ones are actually Solana projects and not Solana projects. So here I'm going to teach you a trick. I'm going to teach you a hack. What you do, because remember what I'm trying to do here is I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm showing you how to be able to fish by yourselves so that you can do this without me. So what I do then, this is the trick. I go to another website. The website is called solanaproject.com. What do you think this website's about? It basically just tells you about all the Solana projects. Imagine that. You click the button that says all, and then you can see all the Solana projects. And you can even rank them by DeFi, by applications, by wallets. So you can see which ones are really Solana projects. Now remember, what you want to do is you want to take 70% of your money and put it into Solana, like this. Let me find that for you. Like this, you want to take 70% of your money, you want to put it in Solana, and you want to take 30% of your money, and you want to invest it in the layer 2, the riskier projects around Solana. So What then do you do? How do you decide which ones of the project to invest in? Well, it's quite easy. What you do is you ask yourself which applications were successful on Ethereum. And the ones that were successful on Ethereum have got to be successful on Solana, because it's like DeFi versus DeFi, NFT versus NFT. So like if I said to you, Uniswap was successful on Ethereum, the first question you ask yourself, who is the Uniswap on Solana? So you go to Solana and you say Uniswap is in DeFi, and you go, wow, so which one of all these projects is actually the best DEX on Solana? And I'm going to show you which one it is, because I know, because I've done the work. I'll give you even another trick. You then go to Defi Llama, DeFi Llama, Defi Llama. This shows you all the DeFi projects. You click on Solana. It shows you the total value locked under each project. And what you can see is that the real projects are projects like Saber, Raydium, Sunny. Those are the ones with the total value locked. And these at the bottom are the up and coming ones, right? So now you say, okay, which one should I invest in? The first thing, I would invest in the DEX. Who is the DEX? The DEX is Raydium. Why do we like Raydium so much? Because Raydium is actually like the DEX for Solana. It's like Uniswap for Solana. But actually, it's better than Uniswap for Solana, much better than Uniswap for Solana. And I'll show you in a second why. Let's actually quickly go to Raydium. I had it open here, Raydium. Okay, and I click on Raydium. And what you can see is that Raydium is like Uniswap. It looks exactly like Uniswap. But Raydium is actually much better than Uniswap. And I'll show you why Raydium is much better than Uniswap. Even though it allows you to do everything that Uniswap allows you to do, it also allows you to trade on a DEX that looks and works like a centralized exchange, where you can put in limit orders. And the reason you can do that is because Solana is better than Ethereum. Because every time that you put through a transaction on Ethereum, it costs you gas. And that's why you can't build an order book on Ethereum. But on Solana, you can do that because the transaction fees are so low. Another reason why Raydium is so much better than Uniswap is because Raydium finds its liquidity in two places. One, it finds its liquidity on Raydium, and the other one, it finds its liquidity on Serum. Serum is another decentralized exchange on Solana. So it looks for liquidity in both places. That's why Raydium is better than Uniswap. So now we go and say, okay, well, what's the market cap of Raydium? The market cap of Raydium is like $1 billion. And then we say, okay, how does that compare to the Ethereum version? What is the maximum upside? How does it compare to the Ethereum version? And you say to yourself, that had $1 billion, and the market cap of Uniswap is $13 billion. Therefore, you should be averaging into Raydium. It's not rocket science. It's actually pretty easy. Not rocket science at all. And then you say, okay, that's great. What's another good one? Saber. Saber allows you to bring assets. Let's actually go to Saber, and I'll show you what it does. So Saber allows you to bring assets from other blockchains onto Solana and to start earning yield. And I want to show you how ridiculous and how much money there is to be made if you just understand the Solana ecosystem. So you go to Saber. Saber is also a DEX, okay, but it also allows you to bring assets from other protocols into Solana. So you go to farms, and if you are willing to migrate your tokens, you can start earning insane yield. In fact, what I saw here, you can earn 42% by providing liquidity on the UST USDC pairs. So that's earning 42% on your US dollars, 42% US dollar returns. Okay, you think that's good? If you own Luna, let me find this for you because I saw this earlier. Luna, you can earn 80%, 79% on Luna. So is Saber a real project? I go back to Defi Llama. It says Saber has 1.79 billion total value locked out of the $6 billion is on Saber. Okay. Then I say, okay, that's amazing. What is the market cap of Saber? Let's see. Have I mentioned today that CoinGecko is so slow, it's actually become unusable? I think I have mentioned it already. Okay, so the total market cap on Saber is under $100 million. It's only $95 million. Compare that to any respectable DeFi project on Ethereum, and what do you get? You say you've got to just keep buying these projects. It's like buying Ethereum projects back in 2018. And if you know and you've got the roadmap of what's going to happen and you still don't buy the projects, then because you think, okay, Solana has run 5x in the last 3 weeks. I don't care, because Solana can do another 5x. And when that happens, the projects are going to do another 20x. Let me show you again. Let me show this. You got to see this. You got to see this. If you don't see it, you don't believe it. Have I mentioned to you that CoinGecko is so unusably slow that you actually can't even use it anymore? It's unusable.
Ran.
Yes.
Yo, buddy. Sorry, big dump on the market. I just want to... So
wow.
We can obviously see how the whole market now is starting to push. Just one thing we do want to just look out for here. I do want Bitcoin to hold 47. So this is clearly leverage. This is very quick.
Leverage being shaken out.
Yeah, this is to hit everything quite strong. Like I was even having a look at Sol now. Like this is no joke now. The whole market, you can see Sol. Let's just pull over here. You can see. So guys, just remember this is leverage stop. So when it comes to panicking out of the market, just husa. You know what I mean? You always want to wait to see how we respond to this, and then we can have a look. But as long as Bitcoin, it must just hold the 48. We don't want it to go much lower than 47, 46. So as long as we hold trend, we're good. There's nothing really to be concerned about. This is definitely a leverage hit. Definitely.
This is definitely a leverage hit. Okay, so let's finish the line, and then we're going to bring a friend of mine, Harry, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about the market. But what you understand is you've got a roadmap right now. And in fact, in this dip, it's probably a great opportunity to pick up all the Solana gems that you didn't pick up in the last couple of days. You look and you follow the 5 rules and you say, is it really a Solana project? What does the project do? What can I compare it to on the Ethereum network? Does it really have traction, or is it like a ghost project? And then what is the market cap relative to the same token's market cap on Ethereum? And then you'll realize how cheap the Solana ecosystem is, and then you just dollar cost average in, and you buy like a motherfucker. You just buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. That's exactly what you do. Got it? Cool. That's the one ecosystem. The other ecosystem that is absolutely exploding is Fantom. Fantom exploded. That's from when I was an advisor to Fantom when they launched. I'm not an advisor to them anymore, but I was an advisor to them when they launched. I was the 9th most influential person in blockchain world. I joined Fantom. Today, Fantom is absolutely flying. Let's go to Defi Llama and just see how much money they've got locked in DeFi and how quickly it's grown. So they got 1.4 billion in DeFi. It's grown absolutely crazy, and so has the price. And so what I thought I'd do is I'd bring a friend of mine who's usually never wrong about the markets from his yacht in Abu Dhabi. His name is Harry. Harry, welcome, my friend.
Hey, Ran, how's it going? I'm actually...
Are you on the yacht?
Sorry, what's that?
Are you on the yacht?
I am.
Okay, great. Amazing.
What's cool, we got the price of Fantom like right here in the back end. Just as soon as we came on the show, the whole market cratered.
So why? Harry, what's going on with the market? Is it all leverage or?
Yeah, it's all leverage. I mean, this is a pretty quick flash dip. So I think it's probably a bunch of liquidation zones one of my traders are kind of looking at. So there's people out there that like hunt for pools of liquidation for futures. So that's probably exactly what happened. I mean, it looked like the market is kind of frothy, a little bit overbought. So, I mean, healthy corrections like this, that was like, what, that was a 10% drop. Quick.
You worried that this might bring us back down to like 30,000, or is this not, are we firmly in bull territory?
No, man, I think you might see Bitcoin at $300,000 to $400,000 this year, 600,000 on the high end, maybe the next 3 months.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Amazing. Harry, you were the first person who told me that to look at Fantom. I actually looked at one of the WhatsApps when Fantom was at about 5 or 6 cents. You sent me a WhatsApp and you said Fantom's going to $1, and Fantom went to $1.
Yeah.
And now Fantom's closer to $2. So First of all, where do you think it's going? And then the next question is, why do you think it's going there?
Sure. So I think there's definitely a couple of factors. So I like to use simple math. Most of my trades I like to keep pretty simple. So if you take a look at the entire total market cap of cryptocurrency right now, it's over $1 trillion. In the top 10, you have Bitcoin that's around 900 billion. I think Solana's close to 80 billion. So if you were just to take a look at simple tokenomics, Fantom, there's about a 2.5 billion to 3 billion supply. And right now, it's only trading at $1. That means, let's just say $1.50. Valuations are around 4 billion. For what Fantom actually has, if you look at the total value locked, I think it's number 6 now in Defi Llama. Relative to the value of the token price itself, it's extremely undervalued. So as an investor and as a trader, to get the most alpha, you want to invest in the most undervalued projects. So why I invested in Fantom early on is I just saw this is the biggest diamond in the rough. My estimates, I think, are actually probably off. I was aiming for a target price of $10 by October, but I think it's more likely going to happen like this in the next 30 days. Fireblocks, you saw the announcement, now there's enterprise custody. So large proprietary trading desks and hedge funds can own Fantom now directly on Opera's blockchain. So that's a huge announcement that just went out about an hour ago. And, everybody's waiting for that Coinbase listing. So there's a lot of alpha. Just trading on those two events alone gives you a lot of potential upside. But for Fantom to be fair value at $10, that gives it a $20 billion market cap, let's say.
Which would make it about 1/3 of Solana, 1/5 of Cardano, depending.
Yeah, and if you look at Fantom, traditionally hasn't spent any money whatsoever on marketing. And look, I'm not with the Fantom Foundation myself. I'm just a really, really big believer in kind of what they're doing. And I've been fortunate enough that I've made some good money, some good bets, and I've just reinvested that back into Fantom's ecosystem. So even like our Formula One sponsorship with Pierre Gasly, Scuderia AlphaTauri, MotoGP teams, a lot of it's just to kind of help build the brand and awareness to like the mainstream for the Fantom's blockchain. And the one thing people don't understand about Fantom is that it's really, everybody's talking about how they want to unseat Ethereum and be this Ethereum killer, whereas Fantom was designed from the ground up to help Ethereum become more of a load balancing network, because a lot of it's the same way with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a lot of value, but the blockchain is relatively slow. So they tried to create a side chains for Bitcoin with Lightning, but it doesn't work very well. So somebody came up with wrapped Bitcoin. So now wrapped Bitcoin runs on Ethereum. So I like to say to people that Bitcoin is kind of the main blockchain. Then you've got Ethereum, that's like a side chain of Bitcoin, and then Fantom is another side chain. But a probably even simpler analogy is think of Bitcoin as like a 1G network on a cellular network. Ethereum is like a 2G, and Fantom's like a 45G network. So that's literally the best way to describe it. And Fantom is 100% EVM compatible. That means any smart contract you develop on Ethereum, you can instantly click one button, port it to a different blockchain, and it works and runs perfectly. And I think today's a pretty big,
You tweeted yesterday a major milestone for Fantom. Yesterday, Fantom had 1.29 million transactions, surpassed Ethereum's 1.2 million transaction on that day. And that is because I think the bridge between Fantom and Ethereum is open, and trading on that or moving tokens across that bridge is pretty much free.
Yeah, and this is part of the whole ecosystem, investment developer fund, because I think multichain.xyz and AnySwap, they're one of the projects that provide a lot of DeFi and liquidity. So they're just taking those tokens that the foundation's giving and essentially giving it back to the users. But it'll be pretty interesting to see, because Fantom now has a theoretical output of 400 million transactions per day. So what's nice is that people can still continue to use Ethereum and Fantom together. So I think Ethereum's network is going to be much better because of Fantom. And we don't know when Ethereum 2.0 is going to come out, but at least Fantom in the near term provides an excellent scaling solution for anybody that wants to do things on EVM. So for example, microtransactions. I think this is the most exciting area that nobody's been able to crack. Fantom, you can send somebody $1 and it costs you less than a penny. and it's blockchain, it's verified. So I can send USDT to anybody on Fantom's blockchain. But if I need to send to exchanges and I need to do larger amounts, you can bridge that back over to Ethereum and send it over. So at the end of the day, it's just a much better user experience for all users.
So just, to recap, Fantom is very fast. The technology really works. It's growing. There's a lot of total value locked. There was an announcement 50 minutes ago that said that Fireblocks has added support for Fantom. Fred, this is the announcement I was teasing a week ago where I said more institutional support for Fantom. Yeah, so that's the announcement. You can now, 500 plus banks, hedge funds, lending desks can now store Fantom on Fireblocks, which is huge. It's now listed on Coinbase, which is huge. They've got a $370 million, now it's about a $500 million developers fund.
600, actually.
Yeah, and you are also, if I'm not mistaken, Harry, you're hosting the Fantom Foundation or the Fantom DevCon in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, between the 21st and October.
So what was really cool is that obviously, Mo Levin from, the keynote, the North America Bitcoin conference, Mo and I have been very, very long-term friends, and, we were a platinum sponsor at the event, and, we did the entire deal in Fantom. Amount wasn't disclosed, but I just figured what better way to really kind of have people see Fantom for what it is by hosting like the best developer conference that the world's ever seen in Abu Dhabi at Emirates Palace. And this is, so look, myself, I'm a programmer and an engineer. And, I used to go to Microsoft and Google's developer conferences as a programmer. And nothing like that has actually been created in the blockchain space yet. Everybody creates these conferences where people just talk about how awesome their tokens are, but not being able to develop anything on them. And that's for good reason, because most blockchains don't have utility to them. Sorry, there's just a balloon floating around here. So they just have a...
You're on the yacht and balloons.
A party last night. So so a lot of the blockchains don't have good utility to them. They're just a token. But because Fantom, you can build real applications on it. And there's a couple of applications I'll talk about that I'm really, really excited about for Fantom's blockchain as well. So a lot of the decentralized applications that you see right now, first off, there's like Uniswap, and then there's sorry, not Uniswap, but a lot of these like projects like Curve and Spirit Swap. These are all DEXs, but two of the ones I'm the most interested in right now, like there's one called Zoo and Just. So Zoo is an interesting project because they've built the equivalent of like the 1 inch of Fantom, and they'll have like the OpenSea on Fantom, which is like, a marketplace for NFTs. And the other one that's really interesting, but a little bit polarizing for some, is one called JustYours, which is essentially like the OnlyFans, but on Fantom's blockchain. Okay.
So those are two that we'll look at. Look, I think that there's a lot to talk about, in terms of the Fantom ecosystem, in terms of Solana ecosystem. What we'll do is we'll get you back and we'll do a full show on just the ecosystem around Fantom. Harry, the most important question. So I want to come to the Fantom Developer Conference, but
yes,
unfortunately, there's no accommodation anywhere. Is there any chance I could stay on the yacht?
Yeah, sure. It's kind of hot outside, though. Sleep on the yacht. Of course, you got.
I'll see you back in Abu Dhabi soon. I hope that this time we don't crash the Ferrari like the last time.
Oh yeah. You know what the funny thing is? The LaFerrari that I crashed, I sold it and I bought Fantom with it.
Did you? Okay, so yeah, I have a photo of the crashed Ferrari actually.
Yeah.
The day that it was crashed. Hold on, let me get it for you.
Oh, do you?
I have a photo. I have a photo of us putting. Here we go. Hold on. It must be somewhere here. Yeah. There we go. There's Harry's Ferrari.
It was a LaFerrari, or was a LaFerrari. No, that's not the one, but
this is the one that's on the tow truck.
Oh, really? No, that wasn't mine.
Okay. All right, Harry, my friend. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for coming on Crypto Banter, my friend.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. All righty. So that's Harry. He's showing you how to invest again. Fantom's ecosystem, Solana's ecosystem. We'll carry on this discussion tomorrow. In about an hour or so, Sheldon and I will go live again on Microdose and talk about what's going on in the market. So you want to stay tuned for that. Subscribe to Microdose. It's in the description. There's a link. Subscribe. That's the only way you're going to get the microdose. We're going to be talking about why this market's dumping. We're going to jump off the stream. We're going to go and do some homework and find out what's going on in the market, why the market's dumping. Then we're going to come back to you in like an hour. You know when we should come back? Let's come back just when BitBoy starts your show. Yeah, in about an hour. Let's just come like bang. As BitBoy starts your show, we come on. Done. Okay, so we'll see you guys in like an hour. We're going to talk to you about why the market's crashing. So until then, stay safe. We could just look at the liquidations. I think I've deleted it. Right, so let's stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you guys again in about an hour. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. I'm out of here. Market in the middle of my show. How do you?
My altcoins, my altcoins.
Freddie. What, Freddie? What's going on, bro?
I'm buying. But that's crazy. Eh? So Bitcoin went to 47.2.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's brutal.
No, but it must hold here. It must. So we got massive bullish divergence on the daily.
Can I tell you what
But
the
we
one?
must hold it. We must hold.
Can I tell you what the one good thing is about this dip is that I finally get